What's up? I'm Marko, you're watching Vagabrothers, and this is the Taj Mahal, India. Welcome back to Vagabrothers. Right now, it's springtime in northern India, and in this country, at this time of year, it's all about one thing, the Holi festival. This is a festival that's extremely colorful. It's about the triumph of good over evil, welcoming springtime, and it's overall a great time to be in India. So I'm here with OnePlus, testing out the new 6T cell phone, which has a super good camera with great 4K video, super smooth, and great slow-mo. We're here with a bunch of other cool creators, and we're staying at this beautiful hotel right here. Got the Taj Mahal right out front. It was way harder than I thought. Actually, I think there's two mattresses, and I jumped right between the middle of them and went all the way down to the bed frame. All right, so the first thing we're doing is we're going to Agra Market. This place has been a trading town for centuries, for millennia, and we're gonna go see what we can find. You can always find some cool stuff. It's always like spices and street food and awesome souvenirs. Okay, so starting off with some street food, I got a local specialty here. This is a samosa. We have a chili sauce. Inside of the samosa is potato. All right, here we go. And this cost 12 cents. That's 8 rupees. Oh, Indian food is one of my favorite things about coming here. And the street food I think is actually really, really good. A lot of people are worried when they come to India, is it safe? I'd say yes. For the most part, a place that's busy, that's turning over a lot of business is usually very safe. And you know, if you get a little deli belly, it's part of the experience. By the way, if you're wondering who's behind the camera, it's Taylor O'Sullivan here.
The hungriest girl in the whole world. Always eating.
Yeah. We also here with the great Louie.
Yes, bro.
Cam, boom, boom. 5th time in India?
5th time in India, yeah.
Wow.
2nd time in New Delhi.
Nice. And what
2nd
about
time
you?
here.
Nice. So right now we're in the Agra Market. The word for market in Hindi is chawak, and there's all sorts of different vendors here. There's street food, there's like everyday things you might need to get, there's specialties from the region, and this place is, you know, Agra nowadays is really famous for the Taj Mahal, but historically, you know by the horns that we're in India. Agra today is famous for the Taj Mahal. It's like the most iconic building in India, but historically this has been a crossroads, it's been a trading place, and it's been the capital of India for a long time. It was the capital of the Mughal Empire. It's one of the most important empires that changed the shape of India for the rest of their history. So it's Friday night, we're standing out in front of a mosque and they just did the call to prayer. Friday night is the Sabbath in the Islamic religion, and so a lot of people are here gathering for the weekly prayer. They do it 5 times a day, but this is the most special of the week. And it's kind of cool to see this on our first day in India, kind of soak up this part of this really diverse country. So one of the cool things about this market at this time of year is that people are starting to sell the powders for the Holi festival. It's a very colorful festival, and people throw this powder at everyone during the festival. It's made from plant extracts, and each color symbolizes something different. Red is for love, green is for prosperity, etc., etc. People are just starting to get geared up. It really starts after the full moon in the vernal equinox that marks the beginning of spring. That's next week. Still getting ramped up, but we'll see more of that later. Let's go. Not a bad way to end our first day here in India. We're staying at the Agra Villas. This is a 5-star hotel. We've got a view of the Taj Mahal in the background. This place looks like it belongs to a Maharaja, but it's a brand new property. And look at this courtyard. We got this beautiful pool. It's been a great first day, but we're gonna go ahead and get some early rest because we're waking up at dawn to see the Taj Mahal at sunrise. Are as magical as the Taj Mahal at sunrise. I mean, this is a place that's been hyped up and talked about and taken a million photos of. But when you come here at sunrise, you realize this is truly one of the most magnificent human accomplishments on Earth. The Taj Mahal, the monument to love. It's been around for 400 years and it's looking as good as ever. Taj was an architectural wonder when it was built, and it still is today. It was actually constructed using elephants to carry all the marble here, and the detailed, intricate calligraphy and inlaid marble is still absolutely incredible. If you see behind me, one of the main features of the building is the symmetry. Everything is symmetrical all the way down to the tomb on the inside, except the husband has to be buried next to his wife, so that's the only part that's not symmetrical. The pillars behind me actually slope outward, and that's because they were designed that in the event of an earthquake, they would fall away from the mausoleum and not crush the beautiful dome. It's absolutely incredible. We're going to go upstairs and take a closer look to this wonder of the world. It's blowing my mind, the comparisons to Uzbekistan. Like, this really does look like the Rajasthan in Samarkand. The way the facades are all constructed is very similar to the Uzbek style of architecture. And it's really cool to travel and kind of see these connections, especially in a beautiful place like this. Okay, so after a wonderful morning at the Taj Mahal, we're now back in Delhi. And like I said at the beginning of the video, this is springtime, and springtime's all about the Holi festival. Now, the festival actually starts next week with the full moon, but we're leaving just before then. So the people from OnePlus have put together a private event to show us a little bit more about what the Holi festival is all about. And to do that, we're gonna dress in the traditional clothes. I have a white kurta. Now, because it's a celebration of springtime and also the triumph of good over evil, the white represents purity. It also shows all of the powders that are gonna get thrown on me a lot better. I also got a sash and some cool slippers. It's time to get changed and get in the action. Okay, so we are all dressed out in the kurtas. They are courtesy of OnePlus. We're here, we're gonna experience the Holi festival. They got all these powders for us and we're wearing this white. We're gonna test out the camera. We've been using it on the trip as you've seen in the video, but one of the cool things about it is it's got really good slow-mo. You can do 60 frames per second at 4K, and it goes down to 240 frames per second at 1080. It's also got an aperture at 1.7, so it's gonna be really cool, and it should be the perfect environment to test it out. So let's get inside, learn more about the Holi festival tradition, and then start throwing powder at each other. Woo! Like many festivals in India, Holi has mythical traditions, and everyone has kind of a different story on how it came about. But long story short, most people agree that it's about a prince whose father wanted everyone to worship him instead of the Lord Krishna. And the son refused, and because he did, the father ordered him to be burned alive in a funeral pyre, and he survived because of intervention of the god. Okay, that's basically it. So people start the festival on the vernal equinox when the full moon comes and marks the beginning of spring. They have bonfires to burn away evil spirits, and then they throw powder at each other all day long, and then you have a big feast. So we're gonna do kind of a miniature version of that. We're wearing white so the colors pop, and we're about to start throwing. Let's get into it. So that was super fun. Got to throw powder in my friends' faces. I can see why people are into this festival. But tomorrow we're exploring Delhi, so time to get out of these clothes, have a good night's rest, and explore the city. Good morning, everybody. After last night's festivities, I had a good night's rest. We're gonna be exploring New Delhi, which is different than Old Delhi. So we're gonna go take a walk around to the India Gate, and I'll tell you more when we get there. So for those of you wondering, Old Delhi is different than New Delhi. New Delhi was built during British colonial times to kind of function as an administrative center, and to this day it still houses a lot of like government buildings, embassies, parliament, Supreme Court, etc. As you can see here, all these buildings are built in the Georgian style of architecture, so it kind of feels like the UK. But it's a very big, spacious, open area, which is a lot different than Old Delhi, and we're gonna walk and see some of the main sites here in this part of the city. I'm here at the India Gate. This is a war memorial originally built for soldiers from the First World War, and it's also a really big gathering spot. So seeing a different side of the city. Last time I was in Delhi, I was in Old Delhi only, so this is a really cool version of New Delhi. This is an extremely clean part of Delhi. Like last time I was here, I remember seeing a lot more garbage on the streets, and I think that there's been a big effort to make the city more green. Still noisy though. Still lots of honking. The India Gate sits at the end of what the British called the Kingsway, an imperial boulevard built to commemorate the new capital in 1911, the jewel in the British crown. But the British capital lasted just 36 years until independence, and the pedestal that once held a statue of King George V now lays empty. Well, our exploration of Delhi continues because everything we've seen so far has really just been New Delhi, which is the 8th capital that's been in this city and the most recent. It's the British capital, but there have been 8 capitals in just the last 900 years. And Delhi is a city that goes all the way back to the ancient Indian epic of the Mahabharata, which is really, really old. So there's a lot to explore here, and we're going to be continuing this journey at this UNESCO World Heritage Site, and there's a really cool place right around the corner. Let's go check it out. magnificent building is Humayun's tomb. It predates the Taj Mahal and was in many ways a model for it. But unlike the Taj, it was a tomb built by a queen for her late husband. And you might be noticing that the Mughals have this tradition of building excellent tombs for their loved ones that goes all the way back to their history in Uzbekistan. But by now we've seen so many of their cool properties that you can kind of say that they were like ancient real estate Mughals? Oh wow, that was a bad joke. But it was funny. Someone laughed there. You laughed there? You laughed. Okay, bad jokes aside, that was our tour of Delhi and Agra. Hopefully this video was informative, helped you guys plan your own trip to India. If it was, you know what to do, give it a thumbs up, share with your travel buddies, and subscribe to Vagabrothers for more travel tips and vlogs from all around the world. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want more of India, check out our videos from Rajasthan. Last year we went to Jaipur, Jodhpur, Udaipur, and Pushkar for the Pushkar Camel Fair. There's a link in the card right here. Also, big thanks to our gracious host, OnePlus. If you guys want more information about the 6T cell phone, there's a link down below in the info box. And as always, as we say, till we see you again, stay curious, keep exploring, and we'll see you guys on the road. Peace.